Am I ready? What's up, everybody? Cold Call Knockout. Cold Call Knockout brought to you by Rev Garage. Everybody out there that's seen the promos know what this is all about. The big dogs going against each other. VPs of sales, connected sell. Gerry Hill today. We're going to be with him in just a second. Later on, we're going to have Justin Michael. It's going to be amazing. I hope you guys are watching. This is going to be ridiculous. It's all brought to you by Connected Cell, Lead IQ, Cloud Task. Even our own EMEA writer is involved today. Okay. Oh, wait. Is he not today? Oh, he's going to be tomorrow. Revenue Grid, Rev Genius. All my peeps out there, Rev Genius. And the Sales Borgs. I know you guys are watching. We're going to get to going right away with Gerry Hill. As I bring
all right, man. I'm ready to start. I'm going to press go. I'm dialed in. Got my list. Got my weapon. I've got my script. Wow. And here we go. All right, we're off and running. 4 dials. We're running 4 dials, guys. So just a quick note, because of GDPR, Mac. Yeah, GDPR requirements mean that I can't stream both sides of the conversation from the UK. So unfortunately today you're only going to hear my voice, but we're going to keep it as legit as possible with your commentary over the top, all right? Now we wait. So what are you looking for, Mac?
What am I looking for? I'm just looking for pivoting and transitions. That's the kind of thing. But we're based on points. So we get points for referrals. We get points for moving to a discovery meeting or booking a meeting. Or if you get into discovery, I'm looking for I don't know, your style, my man. See what you can see what you do regularly without being on national TV.
I'm quite process driven, so I'm going to follow a scripting mechanism. I'm going to believe the process. I'm going to believe in the conversation flow. I'm going to get conversation completions. My primary objective is obviously meetings, but I'm treating this like my ordinary working day. So I'm thinking about those follow-ups and those referrals as well.
Naturally.
Less
always
heavy
ask
on
for the referral.
Always asking for the referral where I can get it.
Always I love that about you.
Yeah, we'll see where we get to. So just a quick note on the list. These are lists on ICP. We've done some manual verification on some of the numbers and some of the data points. My expectation is about a dial to connect every 18. That's the goal. If I can get that right, good conversations, I can get 6 or 7 conversations into this hour today. If I can convert 20% of those, that's a real successful session for me. And now we wait.
Absolutely.
So what are you expecting from Justin? A very different style to me.
I was going to ask, what time is it in the who you're calling into? What time are they in?
Yeah, so it's 3:30 UK, 4:30 for mainland Europe. So we're kind of touching people at the end of their working day. So I'm hoping that we
4:30 in the UK.
3:30 in the UK, 4:30 in Europe. CET.
Okay, so but you're calling into where? That it's at 4:30.
Yeah, I'm blending those UK and Western Europe, mainly Netherlands and the Nordics. English speaking.
Now, do you find like getting people at the end of the day is a better strategy? Like, do you feel like they're in a certain mindset, a disposition, it makes you want to call during that day, or just because we're doing this today, obviously? But do you find that time being ideal anyway?
Yeah, I like getting people before people are going to be at desk. So I like early morning runs and I like late afternoon sessions because most people are out of their meetings. Most people have been cleared the decks of their admin work and their busy work, and generally should have some availability outside of their core day-to-day work. So if we get that lever right, there's a huge amount we can pull on it. We don't really see a lot though in terms of sort of time of day signals and stuff. We run the analysis and Monday mornings are generally quite bad, but apart from that, there's nothing which should prevent anybody from getting on the phone any time of day, any time of week. And that's on 80 million dials that we sold last year, man. quite a heavy
18 million. Yeah.
80 million.
80 million. Wow.
Exactly. So the
Awesome.
data set
And
is
how long
huge.
have you, obviously you've been running from day one with the platform, right? Or has there been different iterations for you guys internally? How's that worked out?
Just boring architecture stuff. So it's all been on the cloud hosting and hosted stuff that we've made changes to the product business. Yeah. Hi there, Daniel. Gerry Hill here calling with Connect and Sell. Appreciate I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I called, please? Yeah, I'm calling from a company called Connect and Sell, Daniel. Like I said, I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. Just wanted to grab a few seconds. Sell. Sell. Yeah, correct. I'm the vice president for Europe. Daniel, look. Right. So Daniel, my company's discovered a breakthrough which helps business development leaders turn their sales reps into the top. Well, that's amazing. Appreciate that. Amazing, Daniel. Could you share maybe with me some of your secrets about how you're achieving that? No, I love that. Could you share with me potentially how you're doing that? All right, Daniel. Good luck. All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. All right, bye-bye.
Great effort. Yeah. Didn't let you get to the, didn't
No,
even
not
let you
at all.
get to any prop,
Not at
any
all. But
value
I
prop.
don't mind those conversations. He was very assertive. They're not, they're order taking heavily at the moment. He said they don't have any requirements for business development initiatives. Tried to get the conversation going. Awesome. How did you do that? What's your secret? And he was like, no, that's proprietary. And then he hung up on me. That's kind of cool. We got some information there. We got some information. And here's the other thing, right? He's not a dead lead. I'm going to set him up to call him back 6 months' time. I'm going to call him back.
Cool.
What's changed? You told me you're doing really well. What's changed?
Are any of these calls ever been emailed yet? Any of these contacts?
Nobody on this list. What we'll do is we'll run talk to send off this today. So I'll have conversations, I'll have different call outcomes, and then I'm going to send emails to people depending on where the conversation landed with them. I'm going to send this guy an email.
Does Connect and Sell allow you to drop a voicemail?
Yeah, I just don't have it set up.
Okay. Thank you, String. She put me wide. I don't know why. All of a sudden I'm wide. Yeah, it's funny when we first started doing this live with Justin, it seemed like, why would somebody want to be like, why would you want to hang out and watch cold calls? And surprisingly enough, there were so many people that wanted to do that. And it was fantastic to think,
I think
that
I think for a lot
it
of
really
people,
could be fun. It really could be fun if people don't stress about it so much, and they just have conversations,
I think the other side of it is no matter how good you are at it, is a percentage game. Even the best guys as well, they're really 21% success. That means they're running 79%. Yeah, hi there, trader. Gerry Hill here calling with Connect and Sell. I know I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? Immediate hang up. Immediate hang up. Now, a really salty version of me might choose to press redial and call them back immediately, but for the benefit of the competition, I just want to keep my momentum going. So,
how about confirming who they are before you ask the question of time?
We're 99.9% accurate on Connect and Sell with the list and the name. Don't forget what we're doing. We're taking people through all of those navigation layers. We're taking them through switchboards, mail by name directories, voicemail.
I understand that.
So by confirming, here's the thing with Connect and Sell. Sometimes they're already going to have answered their name, right? They're going to go, it's trade. That's the confirmation to connect the call with me from the agent. So I have to go straight in because otherwise there's going to be a slight gap between them saying, hey, and me going, hey.
Is it just feeding the first name? Is the automation is just feeding the first name?
Last company, LinkedIn profile, email address.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. It's the matter of just confirming who that person is
the human. It's a human in the loop. So we'll have a navigator who's currently managing all of these dial threads for me. So there's
Right
six
now.
or seven that are attached on right now, navigating every single dial by name directory and everything else. Now, if you pick up the phone and you go, hey, it's Mike, that's when my navigator is dropping the phone call into my ear. So there's no automation at that point, mainly because it's illegal. It's a robo dialer. Robo dialers are illegal. You need to have that human navigation in the loop. And also, what did we see last year on 80 million dials?
So what is the prospect here? Sorry.
They just pick up the phone.
Do they pick up the phone and it's me? Like when I pick up the phone, I say, hey, this is Mark.
Yeah, hey, Gerry Hill here calling with Connect and Sell Michael. Appreciate I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I called, please? All right, I really appreciate that, Michael. Thank you very much. So, Michael, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough that could potentially turn your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called was to see if you'd be opposed to scheduling a 20-minute conversation to learn more about this breakthrough with me. Sure. Yep. Amazing. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I get that you don't do transactional work. Yeah. Oh man, you made me feel bad about myself there because I'm 41. So what am I doing still on the phone?
You got to love the vulnerability. Talk about that. It's a pattern interrupt.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, amazing. Appreciate that. So Michael, am I okay to just drop a bit of context on you? I found that I'm working with a lot more sort of pharmaceutical companies through the transition from sort of Q2 of 2020 to today. The reason why I think it's important, we caught some benchmarking data from McKinsey and Company, who looked at companies in the pharma and supply chain last year. And what they did is they identified 1,000 deals across their analysis where 86% of the opportunities originated came from senior, seasoned experts who are willing to cold call over any other channel. Now, what I'm imagining is a process which connects your global data and insights on the lead list through to the call velocity and messaging improvements that my company could offer. And I think that that would take you into another level of performance. Would that be interesting potentially to learn more about?
Referral, no matter what.
Yeah.
Puffing out the chest.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Mm.
Assume he's talking about his business.
Yeah, sure. So really technical, super smart, all on the subject matter expertise side of things. And then you've got a layer for research, which helps you get in front of the right people without the need to do any of the work that I described. Would that be a fair summary, Michael? Awesome. All right. Yep. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, you just described my career as well a bit there, Michael. Amazing. Michael, based on your experiences and what you just shared with me today, and this idea that the industry could level up a little bit, would there be anyone else you could potentially refer me to in your network who could benefit from that sort of transformative approach to being able to call people in the market? Would you be able to share any insights with people? I will look him up for sure. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Giving lots of information. Always ask for the referral. Beautiful.
Amazing. Well, Michael, I really appreciate that. When I do get in touch with Rob, are you happy for me to refer our conversation, or would you prefer it if we keep it blind and I just go ahead in the cold like I did with you today? Okay. Yeah. Right, yeah. All right. Well, Michael, I really appreciate all of that, and thank you so much for referring Rob into me. Okay, and I'm glad everything is going so well for you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, no worries. Really, really enjoyable conversation. Thanks very much, Michael. All right. Really appreciate the pet talk. All right. Go well. Bye bye.
Great job, man.
Yeah, so just a quick summary because people couldn't hear the other side of that. So it's a pharmaceutical company, really technical sale. They buy data from Global Data, which is a lead list every week that gives them an opportunity to have their guys speak to people, don't need it at the flow rate. Do you know what he said he loved? He said he loved 27 seconds. It said it just made him laugh and it wanted him to like me. He wanted me to be successful there. And he said that at the bottom of the call. He gave me a referral to his old boss, which is awesome work. So I'm over the moon with that as an outcome. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that is.
didn't get anything, but we got BI. We found out about an industry issue as well. He said, I wish more
Yeah.
pharmaceutical companies were willing to be proactive in their business development. So,
Yeah. Specialized. I was going to say, I heard it all the way, that he was specialized. He was just schooling you about their business. Like I didn't even really hear on the other side of the conversation, irrelevant. I could just tell your disposition was perfect. You stayed in it. You asked for the lead, you asked for the referral, which, listen, but your approach just spoke that you are operating on a different level. And that, you're with him, you understand it's not a fit, but based on what you heard, you're an industry leader. It made sense to ask for that the way you did it, and you pulled it off. You got referral, discovery, and you got business intelligence. You couldn't ask for more. You have 5 of those. It was just a timing thing. So I think String was just telling me that they're moving the stream in a second to Justin. So about, I think, another 10 minutes.
all right, we can wrap this one up. I'm just making sure that I capture that data, saved it, and then we're just into the next call.
Oh no, there's another half an hour, so this goes for an hour.
Oh,
cool. I'm having fun.
I know, me too. I was actually hoping you guys was hoping to get that meeting. I was like fist pumping with Mac before.
But
I still think it was successful.
This is the mindset of abundance, right? I know that I'm going to have another conversation with that guy because I'm organized. I know that if I ask for the referral, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I know I can get an outcome. And even on the bad calls, I just know that if I play the numbers. Hi there, Gerry here calling with Connect and Sell. Appreciate I'm interrupting your afternoon. Wondered if I could grab 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please. Sorry, hey there, Andrea. Okay. Andrea hung up on me.
Maybe it was a bad connect. I'd call it back.
What about tomorrow?
You could disposition it though that it was just like a retry next time. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just trying to play the odds and get through to the next conversation. If she's in voicemail there, potentially straight away. So I'm not going to do the redial today, but I've set her up to call her back tomorrow morning straight away. So I'm cool with that. And this is the benefit of verified data. You get an opportunity to sort of think through, like, who do I need to speak to? When do I need to speak to them? Do they pick up the phone? That's massive. Do they pick up the phone?
And you're able to disposition that in Connect and Sell so that it feeds you the right ones, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously I want to talk about the product a little bit. I've always been fascinated by it. I think it's definitely revolutionary. I think you'd have to be a fool not to want it. I've spoken with companies who you guys have worked with that are producing at just a whole new level. And I think, at the same time, not everybody's playing with the deck of somebody of your caliber. So the idea of, like, even behind the question you asked is, while you guys might be very technical in your performance and like who you're talking to, like you couldn't tell me you couldn't use an extra 5 conversations.
Yeah, hi there, Andy. Gerry Hill here calling with Connect and Sell. I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? Thanks very much, Andy. I really appreciate that. So, Andy, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough which help you turn your sales rep into the top 5% of cold callers on the planet. The reason I called today was to see if it'd be possible to schedule 20 minutes with you to discuss this breakthrough. Yeah, no, it makes absolute sense. Andy, would you be open to me sharing an informative email that could potentially help you on that discovery journey about what you need to do? All right, in that case, if I got asmith@caledonianmodular.com, is that correct? All right, Andy, I'll send something to you this afternoon. All right, it'll be from Gerry Hill, and in the subject line, it's going to say 27 seconds. All right. Thank you very much. All right, Andy, bye-bye. New VP running new playbook, doesn't know what he needs or wants yet. Give him a call back in 2 months' time. Happy to take information.
He said that. He's like, I'm new.
They're brand new, don't know what I need or what. Going to be reorging. Could be useful. Don't know enough about my team right now. Need some data. So share the playbook that we've got with him. See if we can start to inform that from this point onwards in email. Automate my follow-up to call him back in 2 months' time, even though he said 3 months' time. Have that conversation. This time the script's going to be different, though, right? If we're running this experiment today on follow-up list, guys, I'd be saying, hey, Andy, we spoke on the 25th of January. Don't expect you to remember the call, but you shared with me that you were inheriting a new team, didn't know what you wanted to do with them, and asked if I could give you a call back. Well, here I am, Andy. You got a few seconds to remind you of the conversation. Those convert a lot higher than the types of calls we're running today, just because you've prompted some memory, you prompted something quite visceral and deep, and you've proven that you're trustworthy with that. We spoke, this is what happened type of narrative. So it's very different. Very different shape to
it. Just from my perspective, I of course, I think the audience would want me to be honest. I'm okay with the ask for permission in the beginning. I think the delay of asking too permissive questions is time consuming when you could maybe gotten into a question quicker.
Yeah.
My honest opinion.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You know, and everyone's got a slightly different compass on it. Again, if I was worried about not having a conversation with somebody again and seizing this as my best market opportunity right now, then I'd probably be a little bit more aggressive or go straight to value prop earlier. But I'm not as worried about it as I would be in other environments or other systems. So
I wasn't.
I'm quite happy to
Yeah,
follow up.
I was just thinking like he in terms of the kind of like the buyer seller sort of tango, right? To be on that equal stature level, you asked for permission to speak with him, which I think is respect of his time. And then you asked again for something else, permission. And so now you've dropped below his level of stature. Now he's in control. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get that. I do get that. Yeah, hi there, Gerry here, calling with Connect and Sell, Rob. Appreciate I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? My company's called Connect and Sell, Rob. Like I said, I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. I just wanted to grab 27 seconds if that's all right. Yeah, no, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, so like I was about to explain, we've discovered a breakthrough that turns your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called was to see if we could schedule some time to share some insights from this breakthrough with you, Rob. Yeah, I get it. It's tough, right? No, I mean, my 27 seconds are up. Do you have a few minutes now to talk more about this, or would it make sense for us to schedule a bit of time for a call next week instead? Yeah, I mean, if you've got 2 minutes now, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Hey, Rob, how many sales reps do you have in the team today? So you've probably heard all of the excuses from each and every single one of them about why they can't prospect effectively using the phone right now, I'd imagine. Yeah, how's that working? Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that, you know, calling senior executives like you is really tough. You know, we pick up the phone, we're going to make 20 dials, we're going to hit dial by name directories, we're going to speak to admins, we're going to speak to gatekeepers. And if we're lucky in an hour, we're going to get a conversation with a decision maker, which isn't exactly the perfect performance conditions for us to hone our craft. If we look at some data that McKinsey shared with us this year across 40,000 deals that they benchmarked, 86% of the high performers in those companies were using the phone to originate new business in a cold call setting rather than using cold email. So with Connect and Sell, your team would be able to push a button every day and have 6 to 10 conversations just like the one you and me are having right now using the platform. Would that be interesting? Yeah, sure. No, I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah. Is this week okay for you? Yeah, I've got Friday at 3. Yeah, amazing, Rob. Yeah. Okay. Can I just confirm your email address? I've got rob.adam@thecaterer.com. Is that correct? That's great, Rob. Thank you so much. Yeah. So in that invite, we'll get a link through to my Zoom. I've also included a couple of videos on conversation first strategy that I recorded with our CEO at a talk that we gave last year, and a small ebook which will help you think through matter sales and performance conditions for your team. read as much or as little as you want, but you know, the core scope will simply be to figure out where the gaps are in your go-to-market strategy, and then see whether or not Connect and Sell plugs in behind that as a useful weapon for the team. You good with that? Awesome. All right. So I'm just sending you the invite now. Can you confirm that you got it for me, please? Awesome. All right. Rob, just one last question before we hang up and go our merry ways and speak again on Friday. What system of record do you run from? What's your CRM? All right. Nice, super. All right. Enjoy that. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. We've got one book for Friday.
Woohoo! I don't have the emoji symbols. Oh, do I? Here we go. Party hat. No, party hat. Good stuff, man.
Quite a big team, small company. You know, but this is what I love about Connect and Sell. Sometimes you find these companies that when you look at them on paper, you don't think they're going to be particularly worthy for what you do. And then all of a sudden you find out they've got 20 salespeople in their business, and you're just like, wow.
So I would assume that there's some obviously pre-sorting that you've done, just like business intelligence on these guys that are like certain revenue markers, some certain filters of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, generally it's a job title, it's a revenue number over $10 million a year.
Yeah, because I mean, there's not everybody. Let's be totally honest. I mean, at this point in time, I think you guys are amazing, Connect and Sell. But you know, for some companies, it might be either way you shake it out. The ROI is ridiculous. If you have the talent to talk on the phone, and you can have that many connects during an hour and do the work.
Hi there, Gerry Hill here, calling with Connect and Sell. Sarah, I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? My company's called Connect and Sell, Sarah. We're a US-based organization. I'm in the UK. Like I said, I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. Just wanted to grab a few seconds to tell you why I called, if that's all right. Really appreciate that, Sarah. So, Sarah, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough which completely has the ability to turn your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called was simply to see if we could schedule some time to discuss this breakthrough.
She wants it now.
No, I appreciate that, Sarah. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. She's actually leaving.
She can't hear me, can she? I'm like, she's going to want it now, not later. Don't schedule it later. Schedule it
I
now.
can flip that into Navigator, create an alert, see where she lands, call her again, reminder of the conversation we had today.
I want the community to notice, though, what I really loved about that call is the way you told that story, the tone. You know, the phone is tone. You know, Justin talks about it. I talk about it. It's tone and how you were able to start at different levels and then bring it down to change, to figure out how to take the call to the next step, you know, and tell that story, change it up, have a little essence. The accent is great too, but I guess if you're calling British English people, they don't really care. It seems like not an accent to them. To us, it sounds like beautiful.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel a little bit sort of critical of my voice control. I had a disease as a kid called meningitis, which left me deaf in one ear. So I'm always struggling to modulate. So my biggest skill work on to do this job well is always thinking about how I speak. What does that do for me? It kind of slows me down a little bit, which is a good thing. But at the same time,
Absolutely.
I struggle to hear whether or not I'm getting to a high note, a low note, and some of the other things. So when I've been thinking about script design, messaging design, I worked with the brilliant Sean Cease that a lot of people here will know.
Sure.
And he built a scripting mechanism for me that was based on my voice, not a generic message.
Awesome.
And that's kind of where this one comes from today. It means that I don't have to deploy too much sort of complex words. I can just keep it as simple as possible, and I can use it at my voice and voice cadence. And you know, I'm really blessed to know him, because him helping me with that upped my game a lot. You know, it really did. Yeah, hi there, Gerry Hill here, calling with Connect and Sell. Susie, I know I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? Really appreciate that, Susie. Thanks a lot. So I believe we've discovered a breakthrough that turns your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called today was to see if you'd be opposed to learning more in a 20-minute conversation with me.
More than 27 seconds. Nothing.
Susie, I really appreciate that. Susie, just a little quick word on Park Walk. What's the nature of your business? Are you corporate finance and advisory, or are you working with high net worth individuals? Okay. Yeah, it's really interesting. We've been doing quite a lot of work recently with intermediaries in particular, where we're helping them establish asset management practices that they can grow and otherwise turn into real profit centers at peak capital cost. Would I be available to send you an email and just sort of share the case study with you? Would you be open to that? All right, I've got your email address as sharris@parkwalkadvisors.com. Is that the right one? All right, I really appreciate that, and thanks for referring me into Jack as well. I will make an effort to follow up with him. Okay. Last question on that. If I do, sorry, Susie, if I do follow up, are you happy for me to mention our conversation, or would you prefer that I don't refer to it at all? Okay. All right. Some people are a bit funny about that one. Right? Awesome. All right, Susie. Thanks very much for that. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye. Yeah, she just said this is never going to be right for us, but you need to go and speak to these people I used to speak with, and just gave me their name.
An internal referral, like you're routing it to a different person, but is there a need? Would there be a need there, or just based on what she said, or no?
Well, so she used to work at the company. I'm just going to trust her when she says, this sounds interesting. Go and speak to so-and-so who I used to work with or for.
Oh.
I'm pretty cool with that. And she just gave me bombarded me with information.
Yeah.
So really I get a win. The message obviously lands because guess what? She got it immediately. She cognitively switched and went, go and speak to Jack over at this company. And then I tried to get it back on her company, but based on the marketplace that they operate in, probably not a great fit. We've only got one use case, but can I just send you the use case? And she's like, yeah, of course you can.
Right on.
Sometimes those types of people are awesome. They're not going to be the direct person that I ever do any business with, but the ability to cognitively understand the message quickly and join dots together for you, you need to show some degree of gratitude to that in your follow-up. So, I love those types of calls.
Absolutely.
I really love them. Just make sure I'm double duping for the benefits of the competition today. All right. String, how long we got? What am I
don't know if we're talking a referral point for that, though. That was more like a route ruin or routed to the next person.
Yeah, that's routed to a different company completely.
I did notice it. I did also notice it in the first call. You confirm the referral. I want everybody to know that too. That's a very important step that you should definitely be cognizant of. When you say to somebody, hey, can you refer me to the right person? It's always good to make that ask, because then if they say, yeah, certainly, tell them,
connect themselves. Jonathan, appreciate I'm interrupting your afternoon. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please?
Yeah, you'll always have the opportunity.
Jonathan, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough that turns your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called today was simply to see if you'd be opposed to scheduling a 20-minute meeting to learn more about the breakthrough. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, all right. Thanks, Jonathan. Go well. Have a good day. Bye. Yeah, I taught him his pre-sales. Like, yeah, I've got the wrong job title on pre-sales. I don't do or have anything to do with our prospecting engine, and hung up on me. And again, I'm just going to set him to 6 months, make a quick note of the conversation, say, hey, we spoke. I forgot to ask if, there's an opportunity for someone in the organization to find this useful.
So, Gerry, I got some news. We've had 43 concurrent viewers of this broadcast, which is not bad.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be live on the Discord too, but I don't think so. I think you would have to be on that yourself. You'd be running too much through. What are you working with to let the audience know? Just a laptop, or no? You look like you're sitting behind something. Screens.
Yeah, I've got a MacBook Pro, which has got one monitor. That's where the Zoom conversation's happening between me and you. Normally, I've got my Slack and my instant messaging applications like Discord and everything up there. And then I've got another monitor that I run Connect and Sell from. And then I've got another monitor which I switch between email, LinkedIn, so I can run my talk.
Now, does it actually say Connect and Sell on your wall behind you, or is that?
Yeah, it does.
Image?
It does. So I work with a brilliant organization in the UK. Shout out to Josh and the team over at CSO UK. They do decals for offices, sides of vans, grocery stores, whatever it might be. But they also are building a phenomenal community for really senior chief revenue officers in Europe. So really,
that's awesome. Yeah, so shout out to our sponsors, Rev Genius, Revenue Grid, Cloud Test, Lead IQ, and Connect and Sell, and the Sales Boards coming to you live with the Cold Call Knockout. Justin Michael up next. What are we going to see from him? Gerry, masterful performance. God, I can imagine if you could do this for 8 hours, what could you possibly... I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. I think the ROI is there even for the smallest of companies, but not everybody could afford it. It's a little expensive.
There's a tipping point on MRR and ARR and salary cost. So if I'm paying SDRs cheaply and my MRR is really low, we're never going to become the labor efficiency that it would be if you've got a higher MRR or ARR. But most of our customers are in cyber, security, tech, SaaS, managed services. So, big ticket values for most of our customers running fairly complex cycles. So, but we work with a lot of scale-ups and startups, right? And they've got a really interesting use case. Run your business into the side of a mountain in 20 days or less. Learn the message. It's Ryan Rezart. That's not my thing. That's Ryan Rezart's saying, but I love it. He's that guy's got a lot of juice and a lot of understanding. Yeah, hi, Gerry Hill here, calling with Connect and Sell. Ian, appreciate I'm interrupting your afternoon. Can I grab 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? Thanks, really appreciate that. Ian, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough that turns your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers in the world. The reason I called was to see if it'd be possible to share some insights from this breakthrough with you in a 20-minute conversation. Yeah, my company's called Connect and Sell, Ian. We're a $50 million technology company based out in California. I'm running our European business. Sure. Yep. No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. All right. Good luck for your meeting. Thanks, Ian. All right. Have a great day. Bye. Bye. Yeah, he's going into a Teams meeting. Funnily enough, first one of the day. A lot of mine, I'm in a Zoom meeting. I'm about to go into a Zoom meeting. I'm in a Zoom meeting. And that was the first one that I've come up with today, where he's like, I'm about to start a Teams meeting.
So in the further use case or in the further explanation of how this could benefit an organization, I mean, even if it's in this particular instance, you're using the system and you're getting these people, but they have to go somewhere. The fact that you can then get to that next person that might be 20 minutes before the next meeting and give you that time is so much faster and exponential that it pays for itself in that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a believer. I'm going to twist it because I mean, look, I think maybe to a certain degree, you don't give it to everybody on the team. You don't got to roll it out to all 17 sales reps. Roll it out to your 3 best guys and then replicate from there. So now maybe it is affordable because those particular reps are bringing in more than you can imagine, So this is just going to electrify that.
Yeah. And we talk a lot about like give it to your best reps. That's in an awful lot of our sort of talk tracks through our discovery process and our test drive process. Because that's where you're going to accelerate your learnings. Give it to your best people, figure it out, and then figure out how to build the system that supports everyone else coming up to the same level, which is something that we do a lot of work on. And, I know a lot of people don't believe this, but if I go and hit a lot of golf balls with focus practice, I'm going to become a better golfer. It's same with cold calling. If I call a lot of people with focus, hi Martin, Gerry Hill here calling with Connect and Sell. I know I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? Right. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that, and I'll go for it, and then you can tell me if it's relevant or not. Is that a deal? Awesome. Thanks. So, Martin, my company's discovered a breakthrough which has the potential to turn your sales reps into the top 5% of colders in the world. The reason I called was simply to see if it'd be possible to schedule some time to discuss this breakthrough with you. Is that with an EW or a UA? Okay. So they're on all of the sort of go-to-market and tooling and thinking. Yeah. Brilliant. Martin, if I manage, no, I really appreciate that. Sorry, I was about to ask if I managed to get hold of them, am I able to refer to the conversation we had, or would you prefer that I just go as I did with you and just go cold? No, I appreciate that, Martin. No, out in the trenches, right? We're out in the salt mines together. Awesome. All right. Awesome. Really appreciate it, Martin. Thanks for that. Go well. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
I'd say he works on the sales team.
Yeah. He's like, I get it. He said, I know what you're going through. He said, there are 2 people in our business that you need to speak to. Happy for you to say that because I think it sounds good. We need more of it. Here are their names. And yes,
Would you might have asked what you're doing, what you guys use today still?
Yeah, but he was just so far forward leaning into the referral anyway.
Okay.
I'm okay with it because I'm breaking up my process into another discovery call at some part. If I get these guys in, if I get them invested, I get to do that in discovery.
Well, so you still have another cold interaction ahead of you with the guy he referred you to. So
yeah, and it's probably a really good point from you actually. There's probably more work I could have done on qualifying him.
No, I would say one more question. Maybe it's if he knew what CRM he had, or if he's using any kind of front end automation.
Yeah,
but
completely.
But you know what? You have his name. So like when you start to interact with his boss, then you hit him off with some data. Hey, so he echoes you internally or something like that if you build some rapport with him. But I get it. He referred you minute 1. When they're already pointing you in the right direction, it's like you're telling them what you do. They get it. Oh, it's it's top of funnel. You got to talk to this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've had some really complicated scripting mechanisms in the past. I'm just trying to make everything as simple as human. as possible, right? A lot of companies let their marketing teams run their cold call scripting, and it's a bad mistake. It's just a bad mistake for a range of reasons, mainly because they're going to get that person on the end of the phone and they're going to start talking to them about categories. They're going to start talking to them about product. We're the number one at doing X, Y, Z. But anybody that's got some skin in the game on this stuff, where does your most common objection come from? It comes from, I'm okay for that. Sounds like I'm covered. Now, we already do that. What I like about this messaging script, this pillar, is it's vague enough to make people curious, or it's precise enough to be able to help direct you to the right place in the organization without being explicit or overtly aggressive. You know, it's got quite a few sort of components attached. It's strategic, it's economic, and it's you know, let's be honest, Mac, you never go into work every day wanting to hit your head against the wall with frustration because you can't get something done, right? Or because you can't be better at something. So, you know, that's kind of the psychology behind why we do it the way we do it.
Yeah, no, I totally appreciate that. I mean, I'm thinking like, not to belabor the point of the tool, the weapon that you're using, and I think everybody should refer to it as such. To me, I feel like I'm almost my head goes to because I've been an independent repping different products for a long time, to wanting to build a team with this tool, like just because of the nature of what it can do. And everybody has it, so you scale from there. So I have me, then there's another one and another one, another one. And if you can replicate it, oh, it's just, I think we could be. See, that's why it's weird. Like when I listen to Justin talk, you know, do the whole cloud task on connected style, because it's like both pieces, like, you know, outsource it to me because I have this and I can crush it for you. If anybody out there wants to sponsor me, call for their company using Connected Sell, I will absolutely agree to that. I will say this, I will plug any kind of you know, phone automation, because you know, Phone IQ is a great one. Mojo Dialer, you know, anything. I'm using just the lightning dialer inside of Salesforce, and it upped my productivity in terms of just not having to reach down and look at my phone or whatever, you know, and have to make the calls there or on a box, a real box.
Oh, there's some really good stuff, like click to dial with air cool, phone burner's good. It's then, what do I really want from it? And you know, what you get with Connect and Sell are some really valuable insights into how to drive list, rep, message, and management performance around a revenue system. Now, there are plenty of technologies in the world that do a functional thing really well, but what are you getting with Connect and Sell? You're actually accumulating so much data that you can redesign your revenue system completely from top to bottom quickly, and that's transformative. That's not, I've got an API, I'm extending it into Salesforce, I'm doing click to dial, right? That's a completely different category of thing altogether. So, you know, our best customers, the people that see the best value from us, the guys that think and girls that think like that. So, and for me, I was a customer, right? You know, it's my own story. I was a, you know, failing chief revenue officer at an HR tech startup, and Connect and Sell kind of gave me an additional 8 months in that job. You know, I'm forever grateful for that.
You know, I used to be an outside field rep calling on only New York and New Jersey, and COVID hit. I built a tech stack, and I'm calling all over the country, you know, quickly and efficiently. There's ways to do it, you know.
Look at
And
Atlas. I mean, EMEA's business is awesome, right? Look at Lead
yeah,
IQ. They're awesome. Everyone that's participating in this competition or is attached to it has got something
yeah,
amazing. Now, Ben
yep.
Dennehy, his messaging and approach to cold calling is phenomenal. I can't wait to listen to his go around on Friday. I'm just so excited to hear him speak at that velocity to that many people with his
Yeah.
view to the whole thing. So, you know,
Amir?
really excited. Amir's outstanding. Justin's outstanding. There's nobody in this competition who's weak. I know how good James Townsend is. So anybody who wants an inside bet, if the bookies are open, take a look at him. when he competes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, the guy's a ninja. So yeah, there isn't a bad person in this contest, you know, and you're going to learn different things. Everybody in the audience is going to learn different things from each and every single one of them, you know.
Yeah, we got Justin, we got Gabrielle Blackwell.
He's amazing.
We got Chris Watts. I'm going to be rocking it with Chris Watson, I think, on Wednesday. The Storytelling Machine.
Yeah.
And awesome lineup.
All right. Well, yeah. Hi there, Gerry Hill here, calling with Connect and Sell. Daniel, I know I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, please? My company's called Connect and Sell, Daniel. Like I said, I know I'm interrupting your afternoon. Just wondered if I could grab 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling, if that's okay. Really appreciate it. So, Daniel, I believe we've discovered a breakthrough which could transform your sales reps into the top 5% of cold callers globally. The reason I'm calling was simply to see if we could get 20 minutes together to share some insights from the breakthrough and test for relevance at your company. I think you're at Aviva Investors. I'm going to challenge you a little bit there and say that we've got 3 or 4 customers who are using that strategy to absolutely go out and dominate their markets, including Fisher Investments and a couple of other UK-based asset managers at the moment. And I think we've got enough data from that use case to intermediaries mainly. Intermediary, yeah. Well, I can only refer to the one by name, but there are another 3. So I mentioned Fisher, but I can't refer to the other 3 because we're under DPA and NDA with them. But we have data that I could share with you in that 20-minute conversation. Fisher. Yeah, they're making moves from the US to the UK at the moment. Yeah, but their use case with me is that sort of market entry piece, establishing a new geographic land grab, bridgehead, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it's a really interesting concept, Daniel, and the reason why I thought it might be relevant to you is we're seeing a sort of transition in the business model. I'm by no means an expert in your business, by the way, or your use case, but I think the key point is that if you value conversations, if you value early pipeline coverage, and if you want to make sure that your messaging, brand quality, and the ability to sort of represent well wrapped around an enablement agenda, then there's inherent value in what we do because we do it for a bunch of companies across a bunch of different markets. I think the key requirement is just to be curious, see whether or not the data supports your go-to-market, and then whether or not your enablement initiatives would be underpinned by that. If not, we've probably lost about 20 minutes of our time. And you've come away with some new learning, and I've come away with some new learning. So that would be the mindset and the scope for the meeting generally when I speak to people who've got a different strategy to the one that I'm proposing. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It sounded like you had an important question. Oh, yeah, no, I'm more than happy to do that. So, yeah, so we've got some analysis across value chains that look like yours from McKinsey, which is showing some surprising data from COVID in 2020, which suggests that across a range of deals and relationships that they've benchmarked for the last year at the height of COVID, that the highest performers in any form of selling at the moment are originating opportunities in cold calls, not email or inbound field lines. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is that for anybody that's touching email orchestration or email from a salesperson to the market, broadly speaking, is failing at the moment. And I've got data from 2 global CRM providers which proves that out. And then the third one was just a little bit of data which I could share with you on rep improvement. You know, if I'm a sales enablement executive, what do I care about the most? It's, can I take somebody from an existing state, make them confident in a new skill set, and help them become really good at it? And, you know, if I put those 3 things together in a Venn diagram for you, I think that you'll probably get a very healthy sense of, you know, what we do, how we help, and how we can continue to do that for companies over an extended period of time. I think the key thing though is just to imagine a new way of working for 20 minutes and then, you know, see whether that new way is totally ridiculous or highly sensible based on what I share with you. I mean, it's an old way repackaged in a new methodology. So it's cold calling. It's calling people in the market. It's calling people against lists, but it's calling them at a velocity and a flow rate that you've never experienced before. And it's working through the psychology of messaging to make sure that you can take somebody through 3 axes of trust, right? The first thing is, when I called you, most people don't know receiving cold calls. It's a fear state. What did I do to create some curiosity for you? I dropped in something a bit quirky in around the 27 seconds and then got you into a conversation around a proposition. It's a methodology that we've been working through for about 8 years now. We see an 88% acceptance rate on our platform. Our platform processes 80 million B2B and B2C dials for our customers every single year. I mean, that's a perfectly valid question. That's a perfectly valid question. You know, and the short answer is it's around list design. It's around who do I want to speak to, when do I want to speak to them, and why. And then it's about believing that you can move the cold call from a one-to-many message to a follow-up cadence, which then aligns to the data you're capturing somewhere else in your sales process. What I find working with over 60 chief revenue officers a year on our product and proposition is that generally most people do a phenomenal job of mapping the customer journey from that, you know, qualified discovery motion all the way down to did they buy, did they not buy from us, and a phenomenal job of enabling the skill set, but a really bad job of going upstream of where that discovery came from and whether or not people have got the skills, the motivation and the capability to transform how quickly they can get from messaging to business opportunity to discovery meeting. And I think that broadly speaking, that applies more so than ever right now. You know, we see a lot of good reps out on the shelf today because they're not able to take control of their own pipeline generating and prospecting activity. Leaders have got zero visibility and control, so they can't diagnose quickly enough whether or not they need to intervene on a coaching measure. So it comes packaged as a service. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're both coming to the same point, which is, you know, taking cold calls down to a precision level that they've never experienced before. You know, you can quickly disseminate the waste from the good from the bad, the great from the worst, and you can make highly tactical decisions. At the moment, your data inputs are probably not coming from your calling motion in any way, shape, or form. And I find that a lot. It's really common, Daniel, for people to not have that data input. With what I'm proposing we discuss is how do I get that data to see whether or not it's a material input to my sales methodology or process so that I can make a better quality decision for how I deploy or where I apply my resources. You're absolutely right on automation and sales engagement. It's doing a bad job of helping people get to the truth. The only thing that really helps people get to the truth is, can I have a conversation with somebody? Can I learn something from that person quickly? And then can I set my disposition to reflect that call accordingly? Did I book a meeting? Did I get a referral? Did somebody say no to me, not now? Did somebody say to me, no, not never, and immediately disqualify me? Out of all of those other data inputs that you described, you're not getting any of that information.
Maybe he is. I could tell by the disposition of our friend Gerry here that it's not going the way he wants. I still think he'll book a meeting though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to put that into the agenda and the follow-up message that I send you, because it's a really good question, a really high quality question. I can probably uncover quite a lot of that in the use case that I described that we're working through in financial services at the moment. But it's a really sort of curious tell that, you know, there's a gray area in the data, and I think that if I could just share with you what that data gray area looks like from our perspective, and the 6,000 engagements we run a year and the 60 to 70 I run a year, that you might be able to get a sense of whether or not you trust that data point or not. If you do, brilliant, we can explore, the consequences of that together. If you don't, like I said, you've lost 20 minutes of time. Have you got any availability this week, or are you bumping up against deadlines? Okay, 10 a.m. Yeah, absolutely, I can do that. Absolutely do that. I can put that. I'll just take the 20 minutes that I asked for. That's okay. I don't want to do any more than you less. Am I okay to just confirm your email address quickly, Daniel, and the shape of the follow-ups that I'm about to send you? So I've got daniel.irons@avivainvestors.com. Is that correct? All right, awesome. And then in my email, I've got a quick 5-minute talking slot that we did last year on conversation first, and then I'll attach an addendum, 1-page use case on what we've been doing for Fisher, just so that you've got a bit of pre-read ahead of the conversation. Okay. All right. Really appreciate that. Thanks for your engagement, Daniel. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. That was a fight.
What a way to close it out. That was the meeting set. Although
Yeah,
it didn't sound like you were I was reading your body language. I felt like you were unsure of it. You pushed for it anyway, maybe you got it, but something's unsure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they don't do any of it in how they go to market today. They just don't have any context for it, can't imagine it, doesn't understand what the data they'd need, doesn't understand how I'm going to teach him anything new.
That doesn't necessarily, he could be turned out to be one of your best customers moving forward, or your best ambassadors.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Big company.
Because you took the time, that was like a 15-minute call. You were way over schedule. Justin was supposed to start, but you booked a meeting. I'm going to tally up the points, but it was a heck of a day or an hour. Some people don't even get what you get in a whole day. So that's the point and lesson to be learned. The power of that. Totally honest with you, the last call, my constructive criticism, there were some points I think I like that you make, but you took a long time, a lot of words to get there. Like I felt like you could get there a lot quicker, even with your cadence and the way you speak, which is eloquent, by the way. The Venn diagram, I was curious to know what his reaction was to that, because you like, I could put this all together in a Venn diagram to illustrate it. I was just wondering how he responded, because you did pause after that.
He was like, yeah, if you can, that'd be great. And the good news
is okay. I wasn't sure if he knew what a Venn diagram is.
He's a professional at label in a big big company. They love Venn diagrams, man.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm just
And
saying.
also, I'm trying to
like,
I'm
you
trying
never
to
know.
tee him up for Justin Michael at another point in the future, right? Getting used to a Venn diagram, and then there we go. But no,
Hey,
amazing,
Gerry,
man.
man. Listen, thanks for coming in. Thanks for doing this. I think everybody got a kick at it. We were at 45 listeners, I think, at one point. I love Connect and Sell. I would love to work for you guys.
I'll remind Jonty now when I go into my next meeting.
Yeah, all right. And otherwise I'll just, promote you guys as much as I can. Cloud Task, Revenue Grid, Rev Genius, and the Sales Blogs up next. Justin.